Hi, and welcome to today's lesson. It can be found in Kaplan's GED book, page 468 and 469. We're in tough times right now, so we're going to discuss and continue to discuss the economy, the United States system of economic growth, and its health. So you need to ask yourself, are you employed or unemployed? Are you a student? How do you earn money? Are you a saver or a spender? Do you have savings or are you in debt? These are things to consider, and the public considers, and all of these factors contribute to the United States economy. So let's look at things that are considered for a good economy. Do you own your own business? Do you work for someone, a company or a corporation? Do you work for government or an institution, a school, a college, university, private schools? Are you an entrepreneur? And that's the way you pronounce that, entrepreneur. And we will discuss entrepreneur. We live in the United States where we have freedom to choose. Nobody tells us what kind of occupation we have to do or be in. We have the freedom to be whoever we want to be. So it's freedom to choose. An entrepreneur is a person who wants to create or build his or her own business. It's the business of his or her choice. Nobody is forced to go into business. Nobody is forced to go into a particular business. A person has the freedom to choose. So with free enterprise, a free market, or capitalism, which is what the United States is known for, there are 5 characteristics for this freedom. There's economic freedom, money. We can earn as little or as much as we want. Voluntary or willing exchange, an exchange of goods and services, an exchange of ideas. Private property rights. It's our own property. Profit motive. The will, the goal to earn a profit, to make money. You need to stay in business so that you have more money than you started with. That's your profit. And competition. And we're going to talk about competition. Years ago, someone coined the phrase laissez-faire capitalism. And that's the way you pronounce this, laissez-faire. So it's a circle and a cycle, and one piece feeds the other. It's a continuous cycle, but it's what feeds capitalism and makes it profitable or continuous. Otherwise, again, you're out of business. And that's not your goal. You want to stay in business and make money. That's called capital gain. So the individual is allowed to act in his or best interests economically. You do what you want. You run your business the way you want to. The business can generate goods, services, products, and determine by the desired market. So if someone wants coffee and there's a market for coffee, you can generate the goods, the services, the style of coffee, the cups, the lids, the size of your business. And it's capitalism, not government controlled, which then leads you to capital gain, making money. So you see, it's a continuous positive growth cycle. Democracy has freedom, and that's the goal of this and the beauty of this. Free enterprise and competition. The free enterprise is where a private business competes. Certainly there are some rules that a business might have to follow by the state and the federal government, but basically As long as the business is legal, the business owner can run the business as he or she chooses to run the business. We are not, in the United States, government controlled. Again, here in the United States, we compete for business. A competition is when you have equal partners or equal things, but the goal is to gain superiority, an upper hand. You want to do something that's going to make your business a little better, a little more special. You make something that you want people to buy. Again, free enterprise, but you're competing to be the best. You want to earn money, and that's the goal. You want to keep that business in business. So why do businesses compete, or how do they compete? Well, sometimes they might sell a similar product, but at a lesser cost. Again, we talked about gasoline. If the price per gallon is slightly less, you're going to go to that gas station. If a cup of coffee is slightly less, you're going to buy that cup of coffee. So you can sell similar products, but make them sound better. That's with advertising. My style of car is better than your style of car, or I offer it in more colors. So they sound better. They might not really be better, but they sound better, and that's the power of advertising. Sometimes you can make a product look better with a fancy cup or a fancy logo, and you remember the logo. Again, the power of advertising, and that's competition. You can sell products, but you advertise them differently, or you advertise them more often. Or sometimes a product has a name that stands out. Kleenex tissues. Well, do you want a Kleenex? You know that it's a tissue. There are other brands of tissues, but a Kleenex is always a tissue. Now, Kleenex brand might be more expensive, but you buy it because it's the brand name that you know. And businesses and products compete just like this. So what do you buy and why? Name brand, competition. In the United States, monopolies and oligopolies are not allowed. We used to have a monopoly for the phone system. We don't anymore. There was a breakup. So a monopoly, which is a game, the goal of Monopoly, the game, is to own everything, but that's not allowed in the United States. It's when a single company or person owns the whole industry, and it used to be the phone company, but not anymore. So you now have several phone companies, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. It was a breakup of the monopoly, so there are several phone companies to choose. No one company owns everything. An oligopoly is a tight group of people or a small group of companies that control everything. This is not permitted in the United States. Learning business is very complicated, so for our purposes, this is just a small introduction overview. The economy itself is unpredictable. In a good economy, people are working, money flows, people spend, people invest. In the unpredictable economy, or there's a downturn, people pull in their belts. They don't spend money. They might lose their jobs. They hold on to money. It's a scary time. And this is a business cycle. In a good, positive economy, there is growth. People invest in business. People have jobs. People change jobs. They want to earn money and they want to earn more money. Businesses expand. People feel good about the economy. They're optimistic. Times are good. We sometimes equate business and the economy with a roller coaster. There are ups and downs. When times are good, it grows. And then over a period of time, things change. Why? Well, sometimes it's health, sometimes it's war, sometimes there are just unpredictable, who knows, reasons, and we don't really know why. But things start to what they call tighten up. There are less resources, limited resources. Production slows down. There is tighter, less employment. As people start getting scared, the reason for employment changes. Employers start looking at things, ways they can cut production and save employment, save money, save wages, and the market becomes saturated or things slow down. In a good economy, things grow. There's plenty of money, people spend, people invest. But as things turn, situations happen like the coronavirus, things change, and the result is not good. There was a recession and a Great Depression in 1929 when the stock market crashed. We had a recession when President Obama took over. And now with coronavirus, when life has stopped, money is very tight. And what happened? Well, businesses stopped. There is no business. Employees got laid off because there's no money. People can't shop. People can't get out of the house. A business shuts down. Transportation shuts down. People don't spend. Businesses and people stop investing in capital. There are cutbacks in production. Workers file for unemployment. They have no money coming in. They don't have jobs, and they can't get another one because there are no jobs. They can't pay their bills. They have lost their wages. there is less income. Money isn't spent. Now what happens? Sometimes prices go up, prices go down. If there's too much of an item and the business needs to get rid of it, they want the price to go down. They have to sell. But if there's less of an item, let's just say toilet paper, that's in great demand. The price of toilet paper, the price of something we need, is going to go up. But chances are, once the price goes up, it stays up. It doesn't go down. So that's supply and demand. But in a recession, people prioritize what's really, really important. What do I need to live? What do I need to survive? Again, in the economy, there are phases. So we are in an economic downturn right now. But at some point, the economy recovers. People go back to work. But we need what's called a jump start. And that is usually assisted by the federal government. They're giving bailouts. They're helping out with money. They might encourage people to go to work by doing improvements. They call that infrastructure. Taking care of the United States, building roads, building bridges, but they provide money, and they do that. That jump starts the economy. It gets us into the recovery stage. And after that, this period of time of growth, it's growth and recovery. Slowly, it happens slowly, businesses go back to business, and we get out of the recession. And then more business, more jobs, more people going back to work, more money to spend. And it's a cycle. Sometimes there's a situation that calls inflation, inflated like a balloon. You have a regular balloon, and then as you put air in it, it grows and expands. As you let air out of the balloon, it fluctuates, goes up and down, and then you inflate it again. So inflation with the economy and with business is when prices and goods and services grow faster than the purchasing power. And there's a phrase you might have heard that says, gee, a dollar just isn't what it used to be. So the costs increase. The buying power is not the same. And as prices of items go up, you have to spend more money than you used to for the same item. Businesses need to compete. Businesses need to stay in business in order to stay in business. And again, it's all about money. And so prices go up. That is inflation. The buying power of the dollar is not the same. You have to spend more to get the same amount. So as I mentioned to you, this is a difficult and complex situation, the economy. There's a lot of parts to it. It's just not simple. So now let's turn our thoughts to money. We need money. It's our buying power. We need it. There was something years ago called barter. I give you this service, you help me out with your service. But now we have money, and we need a place to store it. Years ago, people hid money under their mattress, which might have been okay, but it's not terribly safe. And it doesn't grow. It doesn't go anywhere. And if there's a fire, it gets burned up. It could be stolen. And that's not really a good idea. So we have a banking system, a place to store the money. Years ago, in the Depression, people lost money. So the government created FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So your money is safe. If you put it in the bank, it's going to be there for you. So the banks house our money. And for the privilege, thanking you for your business, they give you interest. You earn money. Not a lot, but they're saying thank you for your business. Now, what also happens, you put your money into a bank, a savings plan, a checking plan, and you want the money to grow. Banks invest your money. That's how they're able to loan money, and you can get a loan. Banks are a safe place. They're not the smartest place, because if you invest in the stock market, you might earn more money, but that's another discussion. But it's safe. If you put your money there, you're going to have your money. And again, they loan you money. So the banks keep you safe, they invest your money, and they loan you money. And now you have the stock market, which is much more risky than the banks. You might earn some money when you leave your money in a bank. There is way more growth in the stock market, but you lose money too. So let's talk about the stock market for a little bit. And what is it? You, the person, are an investor. You purchase a share, one or many shares of stock, and stock costs different amount. You could spend $1 per share or $500 per share. It depends on the value of the stock. Study the stock market before you invest. It's very risky and it's very complicated. They have stock market brokers who help you, or financial advisors to help you. So just don't do this by yourself if you're interested in investing in the stock market. Okay, you purchase stock, and that makes you a part owner of a business. Savings and investing make the funds for business growth. People buy a stock, the business grows. They sell the stock, there's less growth. Stock market is risky. The stock market is a roller coaster. It goes up, which is wonderful. It goes down, which is not wonderful. People make a lot of money, but people lose a lot of money. So you better know what you're doing before you get involved in the stock market. So once again, there's a lot of information in the economy, stocks, business, supply and demand, competition. Businesses go up, growth, recession, people lose their business, they lose their jobs. So reread page 468, try to do the exercises on 469, and email me if you have any questions at jherring@greenbeltmd.gov. jherring@greenbeltmd.gov. See you next time.